Hello Gemini. Here's a reading for you for December 2018. As you can see, the cards are already on the table because I was doing the reading in my native language first. So more or less I know what's going on. You have lots of major arcana in your reading. By the way, this is a reading for you if you have your sun or rising sign in Gemini, but also I would recommend to check your natal chart. The link to it, it's down below here, where you can see what are your other strong positions in the horoscope. And if you have, for example, personal planets in some other sign, then also check it. Personal planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Moon, and Mars. Okay, so starting in the middle, we have King of Pentacles, and that's your energy this month. The master of all things material. And you can see he's floating on a very strange kind of a chair that looks like a balloon, but also looks like stone. So there's gravity about it, but there's also lightness. You can see a ladder, so you can climb up. He's available for those who want to meet him. But he's also up, and he's also very grounded. You can see here the anchor that is really pulling him down to the ground, to some kind of mysterious center here. There is inspiration here coming from above, and the inspiration comes in a form of something material. I think he's wise. He's smoking, and he also has monocle. Is that the word? An ocular. So he's looking at things with attention, and he notices things. Generally, this is a person who obtains or has obtained many things, who has gathered wealth, who has abundance around him, and who's responsible for this abundance. He is the decisive person as far as this wealth or capital is concerned. So that's you having much to say in the material realm. And I think the axis of this reading are those three cards here. At the bottom of the deck, you had the Empress, which is the Lady of Abundance, and the Lady of Fertility and New Life, a very supporting energy, more feminine than King of Pentacles, and perhaps even more powerful. There are so many things happening here. You can see her breasts sprouting with milk. So there's abundance of food, abundance of all things that are good. You can see some kind of a pipe running from here into her throat. So it looks like machinery to make alcohol for me. The distillation machine. She's also sitting on something that looks like an ancient stone. Her foot is submerged in the water, I think. You can see embryos here and flows of energy of different kinds. So whatever you want to plant, whatever you want to start this month on a material level, will be supported by this gorgeous, abundant energy. And in your material realm here on the left, you have the best card possible here. the Ace of Pentacles, which is a grain taking root in the material world, which can grow into something great. You can see the everlasting flow of energy. Energy never dies. The body may die. You can see a body here. And this grain, this pentacle, is having its roots in this body. So it's taking the energy up again. There are those strange eggs looking like alien eggs with the potential, waiting for a proper time to come. But now is the proper time to sprout and to begin something new for you, because you have support and you have maintenance and you have the vision and experience of the King of Pentacles. So something great is planted this month, and I think it is planted because the cards around it are the Alien, which is the Hermit in this deck, and the Tower. So I think what's happening here is that you obtain some kind of a new information, because the Hermit is looking for answers and having them answered. Especially in this deck, this is a new source of information coming from a foreign world, which is depicted here by the Alien and by the great black slab of some kind of material. It's right from Space Odyssey 2001, the famous movie made by Kubrick. So you have new information obtained that's telling you to plant a new seed, perhaps because the old structure isn't working anymore. The Tower is always about the structure that collapses, and it doesn't collapse because destruction isn't the main theme here, really. The main theme in the Tower card is expansion, because this is the card of Mars, which is visible here. And Mars is all about expansion. So whatever was here, now it takes too much place. The Tower isn't a good place for it to hide. Perhaps you can treat the Tower as a prison that is really too tight for you, and you need to set yourself free. Something needs to collapse because it's limiting you, limiting your freedom. That's why you need to destroy it. Not for the destruction, but for expansion and new growth. And this is, I think, the main theme of the month. And you have many other cards supporting it. Right in the head, you have the Starman, which is the Magician in this deck. And the Magician can do everything. So I feel that you have this mental support for yourself, that you know you can do whatever you want because you have all the tools that you need, and you have connection with cosmic energy. By the way, this is also your card because this is the card of Mercury, and Mercury rules your sign. So there's great mental agility here. Agility, flexibility. You're really ready to set your mind for a goal and achieve it. Especially that you also know that you have the support of an institution or institutions, or it can be also your own faith in yourself. The Hierophant represents faith. Whatever you believe in, whatever support you can have from above, taken very literally or in a more abstract way. Sorry, my dogs are crazy. They're making noises. So it's a great pair, you know. It's a great great support, both from your mind and from your faith here. And as I said, you have new information incoming. So this mental and material sides are very strong here. And King of Pentacles is kind of binding all this together. As for the side of emotions and spirituality, I think they are at some kind of a halt. I mean, they are not the main focus here in this reading, not in this month. You may be very enthusiastic about it. You may enter new relationships very easily, I think, as a Princess of Wands, because Princess of Wands is a person who is really eager to discover new things and conquer the world. And together with strength, you're kind of irresistible. But I don't think it's a good time to make really strong bonds or going very deep. The Princess of Wands is at the beginning of the journey, so it's more like an adventure than diving deep into it. As far as the action that is needed, the area of deeds, the area of passion, the area of wands here, I suspect there are going to be some obstacles in your way, because here you have Five of Swords. And Five of Swords is a dangerous card, because it's a fight, it's a war, but it's dictated by fear. Sometimes it's called defeat. You can find yourself on both sides on this situation. You can be the one that is defeated and burning here and humiliated. You can also be the one who's attacking. It doesn't really matter, because in the end, both sides regret it. It's some kind of lose-lose situation. So there may be a situation where you understand that you need to lose something, and perhaps this tower is about it. As I said, something needs to be destroyed, something needs to be abandoned. And you can have absolute certainty that it's this way, because you know new things. But how about others? Do they know? Do they understand? There may be a discrepancy between what you know and what others know, and hence there may be a conflict on this, whether to leave it, whether to destroy it or not. Whatever you do, try not to act out of fear. Try to act out of love, to reverse Five of Swords. Of course, Five of Swords sometimes indicates a very much needed self-egoism. The necessity to put boundary somewhere. Necessity to say stop to somebody. The necessity to break some bonds sometimes, if they are toxic for you, for example. But generally this energy is rather like, I will hit you first for you not to hit me first. Try not to do it, because it's always a very destructive force. And I think you may underestimate your strength this month. You may be stronger than you think. And that's why it's so dangerous. Because you may think, well, I would just, I would defend myself normal way. But maybe that it occurs later that you were really no match to someone else. I mean, they were no match to you. You were so much stronger. But it can also be that this experience of something falling apart and you knowing that it has to be this way, it can be that it just makes you stronger, makes you believe in your own gut feelings more than usual. I pulled one more additional card to ask, what's this all about? What's the greater picture? What's there to understand? And what I have is Seven of Swords, which is very interesting, because it is very much connected with Five of Swords for me. Usually on this picture we see a person who is sneaking away going away, with 5 swords, leaving 2 behind. 2 of swords really representing decision that wasn't made. So someone is getting away without making a real decision. But here in this deck, it looks very differently. It's about stealing, because something precious was hidden here. But here, this person leaves 5 swords behind and takes 2. So it's like in the midst of all this process, which can be very dynamic, I think, with all the major arcanas and the Strength card and 5 of Swords and the Tower and Princess of Wands. There's fire here, lots of fire. So in this fiery process, you may find yourself in a situation that a decision that needed to be made is made by the way. Perhaps even involuntarily. Perhaps there is something that is bothering you, but you're really not sure what to do with it. This situation may solve itself just like that, without your intent, without your attention put to it, without effort. 7 of Swords may be an easy way out, which isn't always best, but this time it can be the best one. Perhaps the one that you have never thought of before, because it's quite original. 7 of Swords is very often a very eccentric energy, out of the beaten path. So you may find yourself thinking and acting this way this month, which is a great progress. All right? I have one more card for you from Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. And we have Shapeshifter, which I think goes very well with the 7 of Swords. Because this is, this is doing exactly what you need and being very agile in the mind. Transform and unveil your gifts. Take your time and focus on developing your gifts and strengths. It's also about being multifaceted, having many faces. Shapeshifter. You may have been through many challenges and lows, but now you are in a space of transformation. You are moving beyond your past challenges and honing your current strengths. There are opportunities for you to discover and rediscover the gifts and talents that you were born with and born to share. All of your past experiences have only helped you see how strong you really are. You are an amazing soul who can change and transform in ways that people least expect. Yeah, 7 of Swords, least expected action. You have many talents that you will share in your lifetime. You are guided to stay focused on the light, knowing that it will guide you forward. When this card arrives, there's also an opportunity for you to tap into the power of your spirit animal. Note if you are seeing a particular animal regularly, because its medicine is coming to you. Both messages beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful month and really focus on whatever this new thing is. And, other things aren't so important. The important thing is here. You, King of Pentacles, planting something new that will overcome and outgrow whatever was before. That's your mission. I hope you are well doing this, and I hope you have a wonderful month. I also hope that I see you in a reading for next year, for 2019, which is yet to come. So again, I wish you a wonderful month and see you in the next reading. Bye bye.